Hey up, draft leagues are back. Got a duck to be thematic.
Oh, so it's been a long time since I did one of these. Back again with a bit more draft league content. You know, wanted to have a bit of fun while I move into my new place, university. As you can see, the background's a lot different, a lot more, I guess, flavorful than it was in whatever I've done. You know, Victory Road was just my bed now, but that also changes because I've got a bit of a camera issue. So I'm having to switch between cameras for different locations, but I might get a second camera set up for draft league battles. This is just a provision for now while I'm doing this. I might be able to sort it out so I can go set up if OBS lets me anyway. But that's a bit of a natter. So this is the VDL draft league, I believe. It's that's a different draft league class, obviously. It's a bit of a chill one. You know, there's a lot of people who have been in other draft leagues before, a lot of people who are brand new to draft leagues in this, so it's a bit of a mix and match. I was luckily accepted because they kind of like recognised me from, you know, my UGA performance, and I was friends with a few people who are already in the league, and now like, oh, you know, jump in. And so far it's been chill. I won week 1 versus Pedons, who has unfortunately now dropped from the tournament, was planning from dropping from the tournament, but he will be passing his team on to another player. I know a couple of people are interested in playing. So you know, hopefully we get someone to fill in the spot there. But other than that, you know, I've been doing quite well. You know, it was pretty close game against Patrick. Like, there was some times where I thought I made a mistake against him, but then ends up being like the play that won me the game, or like put me into a better position in that game. Which, you know, is always, you know, you'd love to see it really. But you know, it's always sad to have to beat a friend, obviously, because, you know, they're your friends, and that's always really annoying. But let's see if I have my team properly. Yep, so I thought, you know, this is just a small selection of Pokemon draft. I might make a compilation at the end of it of all Pokemon drafts. Maybe I could kill all these they did that I really enjoyed. But yeah, I've just gone with a, you know, fairly, you know, mix of bulk and offense this season, because my opponent has a weird team. It's fairly fast, but at the same time, it's not as fast. You know, it's at that weird mid-range. So I've got Pokemon that, you know, fast enough to outspeed theirs, maybe get some stat drops off, some different, you know, inhibitors off onto their Pokemon. Let's go random trainer battle, because that's what we love to see. But yeah, so it's just to, you know, inhibit their Pokemon as much as possible, and, you know, I've got Pokemon that can really do attacks. Like, Clefable's a bit of a mix of both. It's, you know, I was going to go with a timid set. This one is actually timid. This one's modest in the end. So I found there's a roll on max HP Aegislash, which I can actually see what my opponent brought, and that's I pressed the X button. But it didn't actually bring Aegislash, which was really good. I mean, it's a bit annoying because I did do specific calcs on Clefable to kind of live that, but because I'm modest, I have Fire Blast, maybe that can be really annoy the Bulu. I have done a lot of calcs of Regirock. I'm glad I saw that. Riolu was actually one that really did put me off in like the prep stage, because I was like, oh crap, you know, it's a weird speed interaction with Ordino. Sorry, Clefable as well as Ordino, which my opponent didn't bring. So that's going to be really annoying. Bulu is really scary for Gastrodon, but I'm going to lead my Gastrodon, my Arcanine, because Arcanine with the Intimidate and the Rindo Berry caught on the Gastrodon means that Bulu can't knock out, and then I have Sludge Bomb on my Gastrodon, try and get that revenge kill, but, you know, that's a revenge kill, like, gets that kill, doesn't knock it out. With the other Pokemon on the back, I'm going to bring Rotom. I also am probably going to be scouting out whether or not that is a Define, I believe it is, on the Zigzagoon evolution. Last Pokemon, a lot of these Pokemon I kind of cover everything. I'm going to bring Clefable in the back because it covers a few of them. It's not the best Pokemon Smash. I really want to bring Sizzle, but that Rotom really scares it off me. And you know, Bullet Punch could maybe become useful, but the fact that, you know, Rotom can just click a move into Sizzle, I've gone for a Choice Band Sizzle, so that's going to be a bit annoying if it does get the activation off. So we'll kind of play it by ear from here and see how it goes. The Regirock and Road lead, okay, so that's not really expected, but I guess it might be coaching. Like, I guess I can maybe get a because I'll get Follow Me, also Will-O-Wisp into Regirock to be really good. That's Intimidate, but again, if it is coaching, it's not going to matter. And I don't want to Scald it, because I don't want to activate any weakness policies, so I'm just going to go for a... actually, I could switch out. I'm going to... Rotom could be good here if we can get it, pivot it in nicely. I think I'm going to go for that. I think I'm going to try and pivot in Rotom safely. None of the moves from this Pokemon really go for it. And then Will-O-Wisp, if it hits, it's going to be really good to the Regirock if it does hit a Dynamax. I am shaft, you go for the rock type one. Whatever the rock type area is, I got that on in Arcanine, just an extra bit of stability in front of Regirock, and it is going to go big, so it might be side bullet punch. So if we have caught this off, that is going to be really, really good. If we can spot it rock straight away, that's going to be fun to see. Of course, if it gets its stand up, that's going to be super annoying for you know, even the choice specs, I reckon isn't going to be as valuable into it. But we'll see. Yeah, coaching is so smart going for any side procs, so that's going to be good. I still got to be wary of that though. That's going to be scary if it does go off. Will-O-Wisp BR in the second half, that's going to be really good. Arcanine likely take a good hit from this because it's neutral, but it's Lumberry. Okay. Yeah, that's a good play by my opponent. Rock Fall's going to go into the Arcanine, that's going to get it off. That's going to get it to the Death Booster, and that is going to reveal, you know, that that crit, or was that just a high roll? No, it's just a really, really iffy roll I had. Hopefully I live the sand and maybe we'll live on 2 HP, so hopefully it's not bullet punch or anything. So we'll just go for another Will-O-Wisp, or it could go for a max guard, which is going to be very irritating. Like, that's really going to switch. So I'm just going to double into the Regirock for the best. You know, it has, I think it's the physically defensive. One of them is really good physically defensive. Max guard, yeah, I walked straight into that. Like, this is the Pokemon I was most scared of. Screech is going to be really nice avoiding that. Will-O-Wisp, that's going to pain me a lot that I didn't get that off. But that's what we're under the bridge. We can maybe go for another double up this turn with Gastrodon, knowing that it isn't a quality variant, so we can get Brain Up as well, which will be very good for boosting damage, and maybe the double up will be very, very decent for that. It's really scary and annoying at parts. I'm forced into this situation, especially now that my Arcanine's gone. Maybe he knew that I had to rely on Arcanine to get around the Bulu, which it's gonna suck, and you know, so I'm forced to go for Dynamax. So you know, this is, I think my opponent really has it in this turn, so I'm forced to Dynamax before the Bulu comes in, which is really something I didn't want to do. That's saying Bulu's in the back. That's gonna be very, very irritating, really. But hopefully this is enough damage to the Regirock, you know, will have a Dynamax in my favour, and you know, hopefully I can hit it around the Bulu effectively. Coaching's going to go off if this thing's, you know, getting the boost it needs. I really know from my opponent, you know, that I'm assuming from like how well they're playing this matchup, it's going to be doing very well. I hope outspeed, that's a crit might have mattered there actually. Definitely really good Gastron's faster. Gastron is not faster, which is really irritating. That's kind of a dent in the works, I guess now. Bulu has to respect the follow me when it comes in. But other than that, you know, I guess my opponent can play around that. Maybe the going for a max poison type that was such bomb into Bulu and well, anything can really have cool. Well, people can really do many options. If you can't really Fire Blast anymore, because I was again forced to go for that rain boost, well, not even a boost, just setting up the rain. It does kind of scare. Okay, the Obstagoon coming in is nice. We can go for a double up into Obstagoon. It's like Rhoda, I can kind of just ignore for a bit now. In fact, Obstagoon's not really the bulkiest, is it? So I can maybe go for Moonblast, I am max special attack. And then just focus down this Riley. Riley probably won't take this in the rain. It's probably had a sash that's been broken. Poking's going to go off, obviously. Helping Hand, okay. So that's, you know, let's see what it goes for, because its moves aren't really hitting hard into a Gunk Shot. Ooh, that's going to be our sash. That's really good for us. Hopefully we don't get poisoned from that. I'm a commentator, I think I'll say I'm going to get poisoned now. Oh, I did as well. Oh, it comes with the job. But hopefully this combination should deal the knockout. Really annoying because now, you know, if Blue can still kill whilst in Dynamax or using the Rainbow Barrier, it's going to be irritation, but it's something we have to live with here. It's good, you know, we kind of pulled it back, that crit kind of did cover it, and that's really going to be, yeah, I do have concerns with my opponent for that, but it is something that happened. They did get the poison in return though, which meant that I'm now having to risk, you know, rolls and stuff. Hopefully that Rinneberry, if it is the Bulu, does come in clutch here. If it's not the Bulu, then we can, you know, if it's a special attacker like that Starmie, we can just go for a max Quake. If it's Rotom Heat, that's absolutely amazing. We can just, and it is Rotom Heat. My opponent literally cannot touch this unless it's got something with Tech. So we just go for the max guys so we don't go with any shenanigans or showboating. But yeah, Dark Pulse, so of course it can't flinch once we're Dynamax form, and we're rain boosted, and I have quite a lot of special attack investment put into my Gastrodon, so this should, yeah, that punches the KO. That was, oh, okay. But luckily Bulu didn't come in the back, which now I'm kind of forcing my opponent's hand here to bring Bulu for the next game, because they think, okay, Gastrodon was a threat. And of course I lead it. I'll take my opponent's lead card, you know. It's always nice to get your opponent's lead card. Play the same roles. But because I'm forcing my opponent into bringing Bulu, do I play around that and lead Sizzle maybe? Because like, Sizzle really only fears the Rotom, but you know, my opponent could read into that and lead their own Rotom. Which, you know, means that like, hey, you know, sorry, I really got there. If they bring their Rotom, that is literally the worst move possible for my Sizzle. I can maybe Snarl, but you know, set up for the back. But that's about it. Honestly, everything but that Rotom is really good for it to see. So I can maybe, but if I leave with Gash, if I have Gash on the back for switching, my opponent could call that with maybe like a Balloon lead. That'd be a really good bluff. Rotom in the back doesn't hurt. So I'm gonna opt to lead Arcanine, because Arcanine is just now we know it is the bear. What do I put on my thing actually? Okay, it's got Fake Tears, which could be useful. In that case, what I could do is I could lead with Imp plus Gastrodon, and then I'm gonna go with that because I can go for that straight up. You know, damage potential turn 1. If they bring Bulu, I can easily switch into my Arcanine and get the Intimidate, which means, you know, amazing for Gastrodon. And but then if he has Coaching, that could be a bit. But then maybe no Dynamax. This is one of those really hard ones where I have to really call, you know, who's going big. Rotom didn't really play a pivotal role. That crit kind of carried it. So I'm going to bring Clefable in the back as well, because it did but Sizzle can maybe do. I'll bring these 4 and we'll see how that goes, because you know, Clefable, you know, if it hadn't got that poison, that, you know, in the retrospect, if Bulu had been there, I could have redirected and gone for the max poison. But luckily my opponent had Rotom in the back and probably was hoping for some weird damage roll, maybe hoping for me to showboat a bit on that last Pokemon, but I just played my guns and, you know, I had access to that. We do see the Bulu and Rotom, so instantly forcing out my, forcing me to kind of pivot around things here, which is going to be amazing. It's like, I guess, I could, do we think Bulu would be, what's the speed tier of Bulu? Luckily I have my other computer on so I can. Of course it opens on the wrong screen. Can I risk it? I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to switch into my Arcanine, and I'm just going to go big straight away and go for that max ooze. Hopefully the Intimidate is enough. Hopefully he's not... Okay, so maybe trying to call things. Going to Starmie. Starmie's going to be, because I get that special attack boost, which is actually really beneficial this. Of course, you know, they do call the switch in for the Arcanine. So, you know, kudos to my opponent. So I could have gone for the Iron Ball trick, which meant that Starmie would have been slow as hell. And we could have maybe scouted out the item with the Rotom. This isn't the end of the world, obviously, because I can just go for Snarl and get the special defense drop, special attack drop, sorry. And with the special attack boost as well, trying to this Mac Poison. No, it's gonna be fun to go around. But yeah, I also have to get Starmie into a point where it's low enough, max attack, Sucker Punch, Stab, Super Effective. Starmie's not the best boss we should take out. Volt Switch, yeah, that's projectable, you know, maybe getting Bulu back in after the Intimidate. I should have speed of Bulu unless it's Choice Scarf Bulu with my Arcanine, so getting the Will-O-Wisp off will be safe. Starmie, of course, can go for Psychic. Yeah, Bulu comes back in, but unless it's some sort of Choice Scarf Bulu, we could be in a bad news bear situation. Which, you know, the boost is the max use, that does a respectable chunk. Arcanine could maybe take a hit from the Starmie. I didn't really count the Starmie because I was like, oh, you know, what does Starmie do? I guess that's like Scald and Hydro Pump. But it can't, actually it can't go for either of those, can it? Because he's going to rely on maybe a Scarf Bulu, which is going to be an irritant, but we kind of have to go for this Will-O-Wisp max use play. We're in +1, it's 4 times effective, so even if he does go for Protect, or does go for the Dynamax, you know, that's going to be grand, because, you know, we've got a big special attack investment with +1, 4 times effective. You know, he might be forced into Protect, maybe he's got Ally Switch. Ally Switch is on Starmie. We're going to dig or something. That might be the Bulu, because I'm just going off of Color Fury and Pokeball here. That's something that a lot of players do really think about. Okay, so Bulu's going to big. If he max guards, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. What's it done here? Yes, it does cycle the Arcanine, but we're a fairly bulky Arcanine. We should be able to take it. That's it. If he was Scarf, he's going to go Icy Wind. Oh, Gacron Avoid. Okay, that's not really the thing we wanted. Oh, that's going to be kind of irritating because now like. Oh, we're still faster. Oh, okay. Rindoberry, come on. Come on, Rindoberry, you're in train, you're going max burn. Okay, come on. +1 max ooze. +1 max ooze. Come on. 4 times effective. Heavier berry. Okay, that's the spanner in the works. +1. That is not enough. Oh, this is going to be very annoying for the count going forward now. Like, we know we have to do +1, but he has a potential to go for Icy Wind again. Oh. Yeah, I don't know why, you know, this player's a really good draft, you know, like I said, I didn't really do research into them, and that's because like I was kind of stuck for like my business hours right now. So, you know, very big respect to my opponent there. You know, they've probably fought hard, like, oh, you can just put a slide on anything. I'm going for a Heat Wave, hope for the miss, and I'm just going to go for a... I guess I'm forced into a max guard situation here, just because, you know, he could fall into that. Okay, that's fairly respectable, that's very respectable, because now I feel, you know, less stressed switching out my Gastrodon. Icy Wind, that's, you know, hopefully misses the Arcanine, doesn't miss the Arcanine, so Arcanine is likely going to be slower than Bulu now, which is going to be annoying if Bulu has like a Max Quake or a Max Rock Ball, because it often tries to carry both of those. Heat Wave is going to do a bit of chip into the Starmie, it's probably going to do the most, you know, hopefully a hit, which it does. But it does a solid chunk. You know, burning Starmie wouldn't be the end of the world. Yes, you know, as a special attacker, I would be very irritated by it, but it's still, it would still be like a bit of HP going away from each turn. But yeah, the Bulu movement is massive here because like once Gastrodon's gone, it's kind of nothing to really pocket itself into. I can then kind of pivot around that. I just feel lucky just spamming the Heat Waves, and I think I can bring in, maybe I can sack Impidimp because Impidim's kind of done its job. It's not really got a massive role now, I can maybe quick Iron Ball onto something, but it's done its job and we can switch it out quite happily. Yes, there's a special attack boost on Gastrodon, but, you know, sadly my opponent did carry that Heavy Berry, so they did do that very well. I kind of thought like they're going to go like very outright offensive. Icy Wind is okay, like, you know, Impidimp to the ball, just, you know, takes respectable damage from that actually. And we'll see if he has any ground type moves. I don't think Bulu, I can't remember what Bulu gets, so I might go for a Max Knuckle, just try and get attack boost back. Max Overgrowth again, so yeah, just really pocketing down that Gastrodon, just to kind of, you know, make sure it's gone. Impidimp doesn't take that, but there was a bit of lag on my screen, I thought I should have taken that. But no, it's fine. Heat Wave, Starmie avoided. That's not the end of the world, but it's going to get. And Bulu, oh, doesn't drop, please burn. Oh no, but, oh, Grass Pain goes first. Oh, I've never been so paranoid. What are we saying with the burn? Well, it's going to go small now, which is going to be good. Playable's really my best bet. You know, we've got Sash, but he's got Icy Wind. So I might have to go for the helping hand just to kind of, you know, make sure there's enough everything as possible. You can go for a snarl if I feel that we get the ball from here with the burn. I don't want to get too risky. Bulu needs to be gone. Bulu needs to be gone. I'm just going to go for the helping hand and the heat wave. Bulu just needs to be out of the picture here. No, actually roughly similar, but I want to go for that stab. I wanted to make sure. Bulu protecting, I could have gone for snarl. You know, Bulu, I don't know how to protect. Gold coming out, that's going to be an irritant. Arcanine takes it luckily, and you can't burn Arcanine, so that's always grand. Okay, so very on the start. Very on the start, it's good to know. And it is Agua? Agua, yeah. So because Bulu is burn, and I'm not the bulkiest of the favourite people, often it's very bulky. Maybe I can get away with just switching in Gastrodon on the Arcanine slot, get that cool, and just go for a Moonblast into the... I don't think my opponent will call this, so... he could protect the grassy cane here. But Starmie's not really a threat if I can get Gash on him. So if my opponent calls this, kudos, because, you know, that's like a very obvious switch in. I'm protecting Arcanine, so I really am protecting it. We'll see what he goes for. Don't go for School, that's going to be sucked up by Gastrodon, you know. But if he goes for that double up, I don't think he has done though. Let's see what he went for. We are faster than Bulu, which is great. Oh my god, max speed on my... That has saved me so much. Because now I'm just free to go for the longest route. And you do have a Dynamax factor. Okay, so that was a really high risk, high reward play. If, you know, if my opponent called a double up or I wasn't faster with the Fable, then that would have been, like, Gastron could have been doubled into. Obstagoon coming in, we know that we can knock out Obstagoon. As long as it... We could see a double up, so I might opt to go for the double up into that slot. But I'm also, because it's... I'm gonna go for a cover on Gastron. I feel it's forced to go for the... I'm gonna go for a cover, make sure I have my HP, and then... Moonblast the Obstagoon. Oh, okay, so we get... Okay, this is fine, It's forced to go for the Icy Wind, so maybe Obstagoon is slower than the Clefable? I don't know. We're just going for that chip damage, but he is kind of forced into that, which is good news for us. And Gastrodon not taking a damage turn means it's going to be going, into a good HP range, and I can happily just go for a... I'm not going for School, because I don't want to risk getting the... Oh, but then if I go for Earth... If I go for Earth Power, I risk the Special Defense, which could activate its ability. If I go for Scald, I risk the Burn, which could activate Guts. But I'm going to go for Scald anyway, because we're going to try and, you know, work around. Let's go for the double up, because you can't go for 2 obstructs in a row. Icy Wind, that's Red Bull, has to go for it. Let's see where we can end. Well, that's a problem now, so I wouldn't know if it's guaranteed a speed drop. Also, sorry if I'm talking very fast this one, I was just very nervous coming to it. Gunk Shot into Flare. We don't take it, we probably won't, but Life Orb, you know, it's going to be annoying. We'll see how much a +1 School does. Doesn't quite get it. I still have Arcanine though. Oh no, it's actually really irritating. Now it's going to get the boost. Hopefully Arcanine's faster. I don't think it is, but... Oh, I nearly had a seal, but Arcanine being slower could be a horrible thing. I think Obstagoon is really fast. Let's see what ability he went for. Yeah, Defiant, right, okay. No, yeah, but it's going to be, even if so, unless he misses Ice Wind, it's guaranteed to be faster. I have to kind of pop into that slot, and then just go for the Heat Wave. That's really irritating, because, you know, I wish I'd got the, like, of course I was banking on the burn, I called it right, you know, going for a burn, thinking it would have been Guts. We have to hope for a miss on its moves. You know, Obstruct, okay, yeah, that's not the end of the world, I could have recovered there. He's playing this game well. Icy Wind, yep. A bunch of Snarl. I'm going for too many obvious plays, and my opponent's like, yeah, there's a couple plays I made where like high risk, high reward. Now I kind of feel a bit guilty going for that, kind of feel a bit, you know, heavy-headed, high risk, high reward. See what this does to snarl me, because that does nothing. It's doing very little. Schooled. Yeah. So yeah, my opponent's really, you know, has got a solid game plan here. Again, I'm just forced to pocket the Octagoon, and then go for a snarl and hope for the. I feel like I can't go for snarl. If I'm still faster. It's probably going to be faster, because it's normally a fairly fast Pokemon, and I'm going to go for Snarl just to cover the Starmie. It's probably going to knock out here, whatever it goes for. Icy Wind, yeah, he's just covering every base, so he's going to be getting the... Don't know if +1 Obstacle can get the... That is fine, it's really +1. So he might be able to get Gastrodon on the bulkiest knockoff. Oh! Yeah, got it, yeah. The crit. Don't know if that even mattered. I just have to go with Thunderbolt with he's not even knocked out. Yeah, it's my really get knocked out. Yeah, my opponent played that very well, and you know, I didn't preserve my HP well enough, like thinking like, well, I guess I didn't know that there'd be the obstruct there, but obstruct is a thing that I really did respect in my team building. No, I'm not going to run just for like data keeping sake. I'll just make like Snarl and then keep this knockout. Yeah, so Optimus I really had to respect, because like if I brought Arcanine, it could be Defiant, and that's really annoying. If I get a School Burn or a Bone with School, you know, my opponent, you know, pulls that straight away, that's going to be an irritant as well, because, you know, I've then gone and got a burn on the Pokemon with Guts, and Guts Facade with Stab is, I think it's got a decent attack stat, is going to be very annoying if it pops off. So that's something I'll have to consider. Well, I had to consider anyway, but I don't have to now. But coming into this game free, you know, it's going to be a hard shot to call, because I know Bulu has that Caviar Berry now, so I can maybe go for the Iron Ball Trick onto it to get rid of its Caviar Berry as soon as possible if it does come in the lead. I could bluff Gastrodon. Of course, it may be forced to switch out if it doesn't have it. But I'll go for it anyway. I'm going to lead actually Arcanine plus... I guess I could lead Rotom actually, and then play the buff game. Or even Clefable. Clefable possibly. Nah, it looks probably max HP. I'd even lean Scizor. Yeah, I'm going to lead Scizor if he has... if he leads with anything that isn't going to be... If he leads with Rotom, I instantly switch Scizor out to Arcanine. Arcanine can be fantastic. And then Gastrodon can just chill in the back. Bringing Gastrodon in the back in the late game, you know, probably circumnavigate the Bulu, and then happily, you know, kind of play from there. My opponent did lock in very quickly. Yeah, that could be a mind game to be like, hey, maybe they're locking in the same 4 Pokemon, or it could just be like, you know, he knew his game plan straight away, and it's like, go ahead. A lot of the time I've used that tactic, especially in Draft, because, you know, Draft is such a, you know, flourishing and like vibrant mix of Pokemon you have in the team. Yet Rotom obviously, so instantly I can't even switch into the Arcanine. That's really annoying there. I could maybe get away with getting the Iron Ball onto the Rotom and then going for a U-turn on Obstagoon. It's not going to enjoy it, and it means I can get Gastrodon in safely. So I'm going to go for that play. If they call around that, that's really good for them. We are seeing instant Dynamax. I don't know. Could be, and it might be the Rotom again. That is a Rotom, so it's going to be locked into what he goes for, the Iron Ball. Very safe. Of course, now we could be. It could be Scarf, it could be a Berry. We'll see what it is. So the trick will go off, but we can't shoot the Obstagoon anyway. As we see, we will be getting. He gets an Iron Ball, we get a Salt Vest, so we are forced into that Sucker Punch. Knock off. Yeah, into Imaging, we don't have it now anyway. Anyway, so it should be good. And then U-turn with choice behind U-turn, and you know, Obstagoon isn't always the bulkiest, so I have to see how well this does. And that does just clear it. So that is a Pokemon that was really scary for me, like in terms of like just its ability. And now we can happily bring in. The thing is, Irish Pokemon are good at taking this. Thing is, the fire type move is obvious, and Arcanine switching wasn't, you know, viable. I'm going to go into Arcanine, you know, just to cover my bases, you know, make sure that, you know, it's there. Intimidate won't remount against the Pokemon, but I can start getting Snarls off. That's going to be amazing. You see Max Flare, yeah, if I go into Impidimp, oh, into Arcanine, so that was a very, very irrespectable amount of damage. Is that a critical hit? No, that was just base damage. Like, that is scary damage. So we are kind of like, it's got its Iron Ball, so we can happily snarl into it. Tapu Bulu comes in. Okay, so now we'll put into kind of a predicament where I can snarl to drop the stats on Rotom, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm gonna fake Tears the Bulu. I'm gonna double into Bulu with fake Tears and Will-O-Wisp so it protects. Then, okay. So Starmie comes in. So Starmie's taking a fake Tears and Will-O-Wisp. Not again. That's not the end of the world for either of us. It's very annoying because, you know, Bulu's not been taking the burn. I could have gone for that Snarl. And if he goes for a Max Light into Arcanine, so much a Max Flare did. So Snarl was not going to play. I think I got just too scared of the Bulu being there, and of course we lost Arcanine out of Max Darkness. That's going to be that's we go for the Sucker Punch into Starmie, so like it takes. Or we can go for a switch out. Yeah, I think I'm going to switch into my Gastrodon, hoping for an electric move. You know, he's maybe trying to cool the Gastrodon switch. So I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch into Starmie, try and catch that off guard against the bulkiest Pokemon, the Inhibit, the strongest. And I'm going to bring Gastrodon in so we can save Arcanine, put a Bulu coming back in. It's a risky play, he does call it right, even though we have something like it does. Gastrodon is naturally a very powerful Pokemon anyway. So Sucker Punch doesn't fail, so he goes to attack, and that does respectable damage. And now that he knows that, he's forced to go for that. Icy Wind, fearing the Gastrodon, what the Speed Tear's going, of course there is the Iron Ball now. On the Rotom, let's see very interesting. If we see a Max Lightning, it will be a great call. Max Lightning, we go into the Impidimp, so really good call there for my opponent. But yeah, I guess Impidimp was kind of a disruption there for the Bulu, because if I get fake Tears off, then the Berry is kind of, you know, neutralized. But other than that, we're quite safe in the situation we're in, because we can kind of, you know, dance around Rotom. We have Sizzle, who can be annoying. I want to save Arcanine for the Bulu. But it's a question of, can Sizzle, you know, work its way around this Rotom? Because, you know, yes, it's got its speed half, but at the same time, you know, Icy Wind can target Starmie. I'm not got the fastest Sizzle, so that can be really annoying. I'm gonna go for the U-turn into Starmie, and also a cycle into Starmie, try and pull a switch on it, and if I get it, that's gonna be great. Okay, so Icy Wind, so we're just, you know, it's just covering both bases and we're getting chipped down, which is fine with that. Rotom isn't really a problem anymore. Okay, so U-turn is faster. So we get rid of Starmie as well, which is great. And we get a Sludge Bomb into the Rotom. So we poison Rotom. Dark Pulse or Overbeat is going to be annoying. Especially if it goes into the Rotom though, into the Arcanine, sorry, then so I was forced to go for U-turn basically, which I think I shouldn't have gone for actually. If he knocks out Arcanine now, because he's got the brain set up. Overheat into Arcanine. No! Oh god, this is going to be really irritating because we've got Bullet Punch and the Choice Band. Oh, are we relying on the Choice Band Bullet Punch? Oh, that poison could be clutch. Not the best in the world, but could be clutch. Of course, Bulu can't go big. is Iron Ball. The Rotom is Iron Ball. We know that it. I think I have to go big, and then if he double protects, then that's grand. Iron Ball is Technician boosted and Choice Band boosted. I haven't revealed. Maybe I have revealed Choice Band from the damage I've done. I'm gonna go for the Iron Head because Bully can't really touch that slot, and the Scald is pretty much hitting into this Rotom. You know, Rotom can respectively, it can't protect though because it's got this slot that had this slot there, so respectively it can getting this move off. We're gonna have to hope the Bully is slow or goes to protect. Doesn't pull. Or it's slower than mine. Slower than Scizor, because Scizor is not the fastest Pokemon. Protect, okay, respectable. Okay, so we're faster than Rotom in that retrospect. Rotom hits the overheat unfortunately, so we are going to be in a... Oh no, could have gone for the double up really. This is going to be a rough one now, it's going to be a very rough one. Because we knew whilst both Dynamax had done Intimidate, and then we took it with the Heavy Bear, we took it with the Ringo Bear. That would have been a really good call. I really should build Wing Beat, but all my moves would have, yeah, I kind of went for the best possible, but all my moves aren't really doing much into the Rotom. Now we have to call how much this will do through Kebia Berry whilst it's not Dynamaxed. Horn Leech. It's going to get really losing HP. Comes down to this, come on. Kebia Berry with Dynamaxed. That protects there. Yeah, that protects, you know. That was a saving grace. I think the U-turn on that turn, I think we could have got away with Bullet Punch. You know, that was really what called it. I now can't live that. Yeah, I just go for moves. Oh, that protect last turn. It was mostly inevitable, and I didn't really have any other options into what slots I'd gone in. Because you know, I guess I could have doubled up into the Rotom, but then maybe I could have gone for Iron Head Flinch though, which could have been the clutch of the game. I did kind of eyeball it and kind of tunnel vision it for that last turn, which, you know, in all due respect, my opponent read into heavily. And, you know, that they have just been a very good player throughout this entire game, and hopefully they can carry this on for the rest of the league. But, you know, just calling all my tunnel visions, and, you know, there's a couple of turns where I called their tunnel visions, but, you know, for the most part, you know, I kind of slipped up towards the end there, and you know, they really capitalized on that, just thinking, okay, protect the Bulu, get rid of the Gastrodon. But they were 3 very close games, and I hope to maybe see my opponent in playoffs if we do both make it. Hopefully we both learn a lot from this game. You know, maybe we'll be like, hey, this is what we didn't do well with, and what we did do well with. But other than that, I'm just going to jump off and have a sign out, and then I'll be back for next week, when hopefully we can maybe raise our spirits, you know, and have a nice win to our name to go 2-1 instead of a nice, you know, we're still at a nice 1-1 though. And yeah, so hopefully for good luck for everyone else, including especially myself and my opponent, in the rest of the VDL.